that's nasty. That's so nasty.
Hey, you get to go diving.
Yeah, old stuff.
All right, so I'm gonna talk about the 5 biggest safety threats to HVAC contractors. So how many, what do you think you can, name one of them, Ryan? What do you think would be one of the biggest safety threats to HVAC contractors?
Asbestos.
Okay,
Getting shocked. Electrical shock.
okay. How are you guys?
I'd say dehydration.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
dehydration,
During the
overheating.
summer.
Okay, so first one, fatigue-related mistakes puts everyone at risk, okay? So,
Fall through attic.
and how do you get fatigue? Obviously, one of them not being hydrated, right? So that's probably a good part of it. So basically, being physically, it's a physically demanding field, so exhaustion is obviously one logical conclusion. When you're tired, you're gonna make mistakes. Those mistakes could put customers and yourself and others that work with you in danger, obviously. So by failure to properly connect wiring, for an example, or allowing leaks that would let carbon monoxide into the home. But these things are really entirely possible when a contractor's fatigued. So not only that, but if a tech is driving from one job to the next and falls asleep at the wheel, everyone on the road is at risk. So avoiding fatigue-related errors and accidents is simple. HVAC contractors must have a normal work schedule and turn down orders when they need rest. Companies that employ technicians need to schedule their team members in a reasonable manner. Okay, so there's electrocution right there, coming from wiring equipment. Electrocution causes burns, internal injuries, or even death. It happens instantaneously with no warning. So make sure that you understand that the way the job creates this risk in order to avoid it. So to limit electrocution danger, contractors need to be vigilant about turning off the power to circuit box or the building where they're working, and also make sure you test wires before touching them to determine if they're still live, because live wires are not always visible to the naked eye. There's the asbestos one, so we got another one here.
Magic of the wiggy.
Yeah, asbestos is a mineral fiber found in rock and soil that is heat resistant. This heat resistance made it popular for insulation and as a fire retardant, but it can be found in vinyl floors, shingles, texture paint, insulation that contains vermiculite. Because HVAC contractors are obviously working in ductwork in a property, and sometimes inspecting insulation to find areas where draft is a possibility, professionals can be exposed to insulation that contains asbestos. So make sure that you're wearing something to prevent that from happening, respirators or whatever the case may be.
Do you guys usually have an abatement crew come and do that?
If we know we have asbestos, that's something that we have someone who does that. So falling from heights is another risk that you might think. While residential HVAC equipment tends to be inside basements or in backyards, commercial HVAC and a lot of stuff in our residential obviously is up in the attic. So falling off a ladder, going through drywall, some people we know have done that in the past.
Yeah.
And then burns is the fifth, and that's basically regularly working with hot equipment, soldering for an example. It's a common practice when fixing heating and cooling equipment. The furnace and air conditioner is often hot, and many types of heating systems uses flame to heat homes. So burns, even minor burns, can leave scars, create ongoing pain, while also limiting a contractor's ability to work. So to avoid the likelihood of burns, HVAC contractors should allow equipment to cool before handling it and use appropriate heat-resistant gloves when required. Also, eye protection while soldering should be a requirement at every job. Working as an HVAC contractor can be a rewarding, lucrative career, but it is not without its dangers because of the severity of each of these hazards, from serious burns with hot tools to a fatal vehicle crash that occurs when a contractor falls asleep at the wheel. Safety must be at the forefront of everything the contractor does. With proper safety protocols in place, the chance of these serious safety threats can be significantly reduced. So
It's interesting that they don't talk about Freon.
Yeah, I was gonna say the other one, the
Yeah.
other side of that,
Right,
which
Freon.
is you burn by getting too cold. And we've all hurt ourselves doing that too. That's the other side of that coin.
yeah, I've actually had I actually have a picture on my phone. I have pictures of burns from ice, from ice in my back.
Oh.
And they had the way the ice pack was. It was like all these little balls. So everywhere where a ball was, where the point went into my back, I had all these burn marks in my back. So yeah, ice, cold stuff can do the same damage.
I had a picture of my finger that had a giant burn across it from Freon. So.
Yeah.
Got a couple of those before.
So keys turned in. If you guys, anybody in the field who is using a vehicle and then taking something else home, please leave the keys here at the shop. It makes it difficult if we need to get into the shop or into the truck and we don't have keys. And then also equipment. Equipment's not being turned in, it's being checked out. And when it is being checked in, often it's dirty. It didn't go out that way, I don't want to come in that way. So
with the Hilti.
yeah, with a Hilti.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you put it on a table and just dirt just flies everywhere all over the table. It's not, it's not fun. So please make sure that's happening. I'm not sure if Kevin has a lot to go over today. I've got a couple people coming in, so you already know Brett, so I don't need to introduce you to Brett. I'm not sure if Kevin got to meet you. Did you meet Kevin?
Was he the man that just came in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Kevin's the owner, so.
Okay.
And then I have another guy filling out paperwork as a helper, so, and I think that's it.
Yeah, you'll learn if Kevin's on a job, he'll be one of the hardest workers there, and it gives you a lot of faith in the company when you see him, getting down and dirty, crawling into the attic, or starting doing duct work, even things that
Yeah.
aren't exactly our most
Some people
prized parts of a job.
Right.
I
All right,
like
well,
getting dirty.
Yeah.
that's all I had for the meeting. Just wanted to do a quick safety meeting, so we do that for Monday, and so I guess we'll get
The
going.
big question is, how many of